Something a little bit different today. We're going to unbox, review, test, and see how good it is. The Impulse 40 Hyper. Stay tuned, here we go. The Nerf Hyper Impulse 40. Alright, so Hypers are kind of all really about the same. Now, like the fully automatic one, the Mach, it's a little different. Shoots a lot faster, holds a lot more, and it's a little, I mean, it shoots quick, but it's actually like slower, you know. I mean, they all claim they're 110 foot a second. So, this one in testing, it hit its mark at 110 foot a second. It got between 108 and 115 is as fast as I got out of it. Not too bad. Kind of right about, you know, kind of where it's supposed to be. I would say, I guess, maybe if you modified these, you could probably get some more out of them. I don't know. But I have a problem with that. But this one here, I like some of the features that they incorporated with this, and then some of them not so much, really. I don't know what they were doing, where they were going with this. I don't know. I think this was part of the line originally, because the original 3 blasters came out, and they didn't have this kind of neon color to them like this. It was just the white. They were the white, and then they had this color right here like this, and then this would have been white too. So I don't know if this one, there's actually 3 in this, the last part of the series. It's the Evolve, this one, and then the Impulse 40, and then the Fuel 20. So I don't know if this was like left over, and they're just like, let's just throw them out there, guys. Because the first run of Hyper was actually really good. I don't have any problems with it. The rounds are my only issue, because we use all of our stuff pretty much in the house. We plank, we have little, you know, little wars. These here in your house, and you will see shortly why, if you do not know anything about Hyper, you'll see really quickly. When these hit something hard, Hyper, for a reason, they go Hyper, they go all over the place. Now, as far as doing the job that they're supposed to do, they're fantastic. They're accurate, they're fast. Most of the time, you don't have any loading issues or jams. This one here, I jammed it up, all kind of messed it up, and I had all kinds of issues. I was actually had so much stuff jammed in there, it was down to like 78 foot a second. That was just because they kept jamming, and I kept smacking this in to get them to go, and then finally got it cleaned back out. So, it does have the jam doors on it right here. As you can see, this one here, this one broke before it was like partway down. So I don't know if maybe that was just screwed up when they made it. Like this one, it's a little hard to get it down, but it works okay. You know, it slides back up like it's supposed to. We can get a hold of it. But it's hard to open. I mean, that kind of sucks. But this one here, it wouldn't go all the way up. So I pushed it all the way up, and then I actually pushed it in, and it like snapped it. I broke something, and it won't. But whatever, it fires with it down. So that kind of sucks. That just may have been my luck in this blaster, or maybe they just do that. I don't really know. That sucks. I don't like that. It does have a rail up here and a rail down here. I don't know if that's, I guess that's just for like the rival attachments, and I don't think there's many of them, and I don't have any, so I could not tell you. It has like no place for a sling whatsoever. I mean, I guess you could put something in there. It'd be kind of silly carrying it like that. But I think it's probably made to run as your main blaster. I mean, this thing's big. I mean, look at this thing, man. It's like a little SMG type thing. Only it's not. That I do like, you've got your safety. on this side here is actually not ambidextrous for whatever reason. I don't know. This here is your slide unlock. I'm just going to go on a limb and say you're probably going to need that. I did. Maybe not. Hopefully you don't. I bet you will. This is actually the only one I've ever had jam up. I've had them double feed before, but generally it'll go right on through. It usually doesn't feed or they double feed. I've had that happen. I've never jammed one up. This one here, I jammed it up. Completely jammed it up. And I never did. I didn't have the issue the next time. So the hopper, it's called the Impulse 40 because it's supposed to hold 40 rounds. When you get it, they give you 30. I don't understand that with Hyper. Generally with Nerf, whenever you have a blaster that shoots 10 darts, they generally at least give you 10 darts. This holds 40. Give me 40 Hypers. I don't know. They do it without, it doesn't matter what it is. They do it with everything. So, there's that. Now, this feature right here, this is cool. I kind of like this. This here, you got, it's kind of like ambidextrous. So either side, you can use your thumb on it, or you can push it right here in the back. But that's how you actually open the hopper. You gotta be careful. But that's how you open the hopper. If you ever mess with Hyper, and this is nice. You know what I'm talking about. Because you just got those little doors, and generally you're pouring the ball in there, just going everywhere. You're dropping them all over the place. Let's see, I got one. This is a bigger blaster, but it doesn't matter. But that's as far as those open up. So if you're trying to put them in there, you're going to drop them. The old ones, that's how they are. This is the way they work. This is an improvement. I do like this. This is nice. I haven't had any issues with it coming open. Not saying that it won't, because it probably could. But it's locked down in there pretty good. But like I said, you got here, or just right in the back. Whatever works for you. Pretty great. This is your prime. Now the one thing I don't like, I mean, I guess it's made so it's easier to carry it. But when you prime it back, you have to push it in. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's where you'll get into your jamming, because if it won't go back in, then what are you supposed to do? You either got to dig it out, or you... Well, I couldn't get it out of there, so I just popped it in there. Probably shouldn't do that, but I did. And then it took care of the problem. Like I said, I probably jammed it up worse, then it took care of the problem. So, there's that. Like I said, this here I think is just misfortune on my part. I don't know, maybe I broke it. I just, these are really hard to get open, and I probably just broke it. It works fine with it open. I really don't care. So, with that, like I said, it's got pretty good sights on it. They're actually really nice, lined up really sweet. I like the colors, the more colors of it, because like I said, this is, you can see it's kind of, this is the old color scheme. I guess I should get that. This is a better comparison. So, this is the original color scheme here. I mean, you could see, they're still the same colors. It's just, these were predominantly white, and then the internals were just this color, where they started adding this to it, and then added more in it everywhere else. So it was like, I'm calling this like second generation. I don't know what it is. But and this is one, I can't believe they did this. Look, they actually painted Hyper on the other side. Why? On one of the most hated series of Nerfs, and they painted on this one. Whatever, it's cool they did. I'm glad they did. Glad they didn't get lazy, because these probably weren't cheap. Because any one of them I thrifted, they weren't cheap. They were still, I think I still paid like $14 for this one. All of mine have been bought on discount. I have not thrifted a Hyper. I've only honestly seen one in a thrift. And it was the, I don't forget what it's called now. It's the pistol one I just had up. The Siege is the shotgun, and the Mach is the full auto. And then the Evolve 100, it's coming later. I've got it. I got to unbox it. I ain't got to it yet. We got it. I just missing the Field 20. So, back to this jobby. All the features it's got, it's pretty cool. I mean, I jammed it up. Never had one jam, so I really wasn't happy about that. So I don't know if it was just me I don't know. But anyway, So we've got it loaded up. I shot a little bit more of them out of there. I don't remember what I did. I was testing something. But, oh, I was testing to see how bad they bounce around. But we're going to go ahead and get this thing on the range, and we'll show you what it'll do. Like I said, they're pretty accurate. I'll probably hit a couple rival targets, and then mostly just going to stick on the soft target because they go everywhere. And then I might show you one super cool thing about Hyper. And that way you can really, this is the best part of Hyper, I think. And we'll get to it. Alright, Impulse 40 range test. We are on the range. We're at 22 feet. We're going to probably hit the rival. Right. We've already missed it. They come all the way back in. Hyper is the perfect name for this. They come all the way back at you. Hyper is the perfect name for this thing. And that's one thing that kind of sucks about it. Shoot the soft target a little bit. And that's one thing that kind of sucks about Hyper. I'm going to show you something really cool here. Stay tuned. Alright, so it is not 100% dark in here, but it's pretty close. We are currently under black light, and as you see, it's got quite the glow to it. You can see them on the range down there glowing. Hopefully you can pick it up when we shoot. I don't know, we'll see how it works. Like I said, it's way cooler when it's super dark, but it's really hard for the cameras to pick up if we go much darker, so. Here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. I mean, I know you can see them on the board down there, but I don't know if you'll be able to see them hitting or not. Well, that's finally all of them. I tell you what, that's a little hard on the hand. You're sitting there trying to hold that thing. It kind of rubs on you right there a little bit. We'll get the lights back on and we'll finish our conclusion on what we think of this. Hyper Impulse 40. It's not terrible. I mean, if it's your first Hyper, I mean, it'd probably, I don't know, this isn't the best representation of the first Hyper. The original Hypers are probably a little bit better. Now, this isn't bad. It's kind of nice because it doesn't wear you down as much. I noticed that my hand was rubbing right there after shooting over and over and over again. So I've done shot like 200 rounds to this thing just to test and other stuff, and then doing all the stuff that we did on the range. I mean, I've done filled this up more than once, so we've been through. I think we've done about 160 rounds, which is crazy when you think about it. That's a lot of ammo. You can put a lot of ammo down quick with these. Now, it didn't jam at all. Now, the thing that sucks about Hypers is right down in there, you see that they have to go down through there. So when they're full, you don't have much issues. They tend to go down through there. And this one actually has some paws down in there. You see those right there? As you work, it kind of agitates or shoves them forward. Well, the problem you get, and it doesn't matter what kind it is, when you get down towards the very end of your hopper, you either need to prime it pointing down or you need to shake it. You have to shake it down and then prime. Because what happens is you'll just start shooting nothing because it can't feed them in there and it can't outshoot them. So I had that happen quite a bit. You'll see in here there's a lot of it just wasn't shooting. And I mean, it wasn't because the hopper wasn't full. It was because they'll stack up sometimes and they won't feed just right. That's just kind of part of Hyper. I mean, it just is. You're going to constantly be flipping it, moving it, shaking it. Always got to be priming it down. So you can't consistently go like this. And that's one thing that sucks. Now, it's a trade-off to having a lot of ammo really quick, too. You know, because when it is full, you can put several shots down quickly. So there's that. So do I recommend it if you have one? If you don't have one, I don't know. I just got it because I wanted to finish my collection. My final conclusion, I actually really don't recommend this blaster. I really don't. I don't think it works as good as the three originals. It's not terrible. This is kind of nice because the original pistol you had to constantly do this, so that's an upgrade. This is definitely an upgrade. I do like this. I mean, it does have good features and bad, but if you don't have Hyper, unless you get a really good deal on this, like, it's not terrible. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the best representation of Hyper, I don't think. I mean, this is more the bottom. I mean, like the Siege 50 is way better. I can't remember what the other pistol. That pistol, it kind of wears you out because you constantly have to top prime it, but it works great. Never, you know, just they're all great. They work good. This one not as good as I would hope that it would be, but not completely terrible. And if you can get a decent price on it, just get it. I bought it because I wanted to just complete my Hyper series, so that's why I got it. So not terrible. Anybody the prime pull is not terrible, so anybody shouldn't have any issues using it. So with that being said, I mean, it's kind of, you know, I'm on the fence with Hyper anyway. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool, and it kind of sucks at the same time. The little Hyper balls go all over the place. Generally accurate. You can generally hit what you want. So I love that. They hit the speeds that they say that they will pretty consistently all the time. Every once in a while you'll get a flyer goes a little high, but for the most part they're really super accurate. They're almost kind of boring, really, because they stay right where they're supposed to be all the time. Now the feeding kind of sucks when they don't feed right. And this one here, I had more issues with it feeding than most that I do have. But sometimes, like I said, the tipping part, that kind of sucks. But that's just a Hyper thing. So, I mean, if you've used Hyper, you already know this, and this is nothing new to you. You will have to do it. So, but if you're new to Hyper, this one's not terrible. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'd be okay. I think I paid it. I can't remember what I paid for this. It wasn't a lot though. I don't think I paid more than, I think I paid $12. So it was worth $12. Comes with a pair of nice little glasses, and they work good too. So, you know, give it a shot. You know, I mean, if you can get it for the right price. If you don't really like Hyper, or you don't really have Hyper, or you're not really sure about Hyper, I wouldn't do this one first. Just my opinion. I'm sure other people got a different opinion, and if you do, please put it in the comments. Let's hear about it, because Hyper is not something that you hear much about. This was actually, I'm kind of glad they did this, because it was being different. So it's kind of cool they did that. And like I said, they are really super well built. These are some of the most well built blasters that they have. They are super solid, like more solid than anything before it. Really, it's crazy, man. I mean, how stout these things are. So I hope this helps you out, whether you want to get this or not. So I bought it not watching any reviews on it, and just didn't really care because I wanted it to finish my Hyper series. Like I said, I still got one more to go, but the little Fuel 20. But anyway, hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching.